guys and just talk for a minute about my snowboarding trip. So, I went up yesterday to Winter Park, and I don't know if you watch my videos, you've seen that I used a harness while I was snowboarding so that I could tie off to the lifts, and in case I had a seizure, I didn't have to worry about falling. So I was tied off to the lifts, and I rode up the lifts, used that for that. But the cool thing about that is that I was able to kind of spread awareness about epilepsy and seizures while I was snowboarding, while I was doing something I love. I was also able to continue to do something that I love without having to be restricted because I was able to find a way to overcome those obstacles. So, when we got there in the morning, I was putting the harness on, getting it ready to go and everything, getting it all strapped, clipped, and everything like that. And there was a guy who was probably like 20 years old or so, and he was getting all his gear on and everything, and he was getting like a snowboard ready and stuff. He goes, "Dude, what do you got going on right there?" Um, and so I told him, I said, "Hey, I have epilepsy, and so I'm just putting my harness on, and I've got a strap and stuff so that I can tie off to the lifts, so that when I'm riding up, in case I fall, in case I have a seizure, I won't hit the ground, but I could still fall, but I'm not gonna hit the ground. I'll just be like stuck on. I'll be hanging until we get to the top, and they can remove me safely." He's like, "Dude, that is awesome." He's like, "That's so cool that you're figuring out a way to still do the things that you love to do, um, and like overcome that." He's like, he comes over and he like gives me a high five, and he's like, "Dude, get out there and kill it, man." And so that was like the first experience for me of the day. And he was probably maybe 20, around 20 years old, maybe like 23 or so. But I mean, a younger guy. Um, and so like that was cool for me to see like that it was accepted already. Um, and snowboarders sometimes kind of get a bad rap, but to get that from a younger guy who's a young snowboarding guy, like that was cool for me. And so then, like throughout the day, I got asked by probably 10, at least 10 different people, what's the hardest for, man? And so I was able to like um, explain to them um, what it was about, why I had the harness and stuff, and then use that to like show like what I was, why I was wearing it, and just kind of use that to help spread awareness too. And at the same time, it was awesome because I wasn't like held back in what I was doing. I was able to go out there and go snowboarding, get out on the mountain. It was a beautiful day yesterday. I mean, we had like it got up to like 30 degrees. It was completely clear skies, and I mean just perfect weather. And so like just a great day to get out there. Um, and every single person that asked me had a positive response. They were like, "Wow, that's so cool. That's so awesome that you're figuring out a way to do the things that you love to do, and just overcome what could be an obstacle." So instead of just giving up and saying, "Hey, I mean, I have epilepsy, so I guess I can't go snowboarding," instead of doing that, like you're figuring out a way to overcome that. And like from every single person that asked me, it was a positive response. So if you guys are, um, if you guys have something going on in your life that is that you're holding back, if you're looking at something and going, "Man, I can't do that because of whatever X, Y, and Z," try to like step back and go, "Okay, what can I do to step past these obstacles? What can I do to overcome these obstacles?" And I get it. There are limitations um, with certain things. But, I mean, I saw there was a guy out there yesterday who had no legs and he was skiing. So, excuses for me, um, are that they're excuses. If there's a guy out there that can go down the mountain with no legs and ski, and he was going fast, um, then just a lot of the excuses that people make for why they can't do things get thrown out. Um, there because they're just that. They're excuses. Um, and so we need to find ways to overcome things. We need to find ways to step past the obstacles and move forward and say, listen, I like to do this. I want to do this. I'm going to find a way that I can do whatever it is that I want to do. Um, because it's something that, like with snowboarding for me, it's something I love to do. And I don't want to be held back on that. I want to be able to go and enjoy that. And I was out there with my brother. We were out there for like 7 hours snowboarding. Um, and I mean, we just had a great time together. And I could have said, well, I have epilepsy. I can't go snowboarding anymore. But instead, you find ways to overcome that. So I would just encourage you guys to find ways to overcome the obstacles that are in your life. If you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to drop them in here. Um, my name on here is Bigfrohead. I'm also on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on all the major platforms as that same username. That's Bigfrohead. If you can't think of a question right now, if you don't have a question right now, but you think of one later, shoot me a message anywhere you want to, and I will get back to you guys, no matter what. I always get back to people. So please feel free to message me anything. I'm always willing to answer any questions about anything. Um, but that's like my big encouragement, though, is just if you have something that's holding you back, try to find a way to overcome that. Um, so I'm not going to stay on super long, but I just wanted to get on here and say that if you guys haven't as well, I do have a website as well. It's www.bigfrohead.com. If you haven't gotten on there, get on there and check that out because I have right at the top right there, you can go on and you can download a free seizure response guide, just so that you have the steps that you need in case you come across someone that does have seizures. So if you guys want that, that's there for you. Go ahead and grab that. Um, I really wanted to, when I was out snowboarding, I really was hoping that I could get a picture with the guy who was out there skiing without legs because his setup was so cool. And I was really hoping to be able to get a picture with him and just talk to him for a little while. Just, I mean, if he was willing to. But I didn't. I saw him, but then I didn't see him again later on, and so I didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, and I really wanted to. Um, so, and I know that I was at Winter Park in Winter Park, Colorado. They have a whole like section of their lodge and stuff that's dedicated to um, disability skiing and snowboarding because they really make that like a big focus. So almost every time um, we've gone, uh, you'll see someone that's there that is skiing without legs. And it's like a wheelchair setup almost. And then they're on one ski, and then they've got a ski, like they've got ski poles basically, and they're using them with their hands to balance themselves. It's a really cool setup, and stuff like that. I'm like, man, if they can get out there and do that, then I can figure out a way to overcome freaking anything in my life. Because if they can get out there, I can overcome anything that gets thrown my way. So, but I'm not going to stay on here long. I just wanted to hop on here really quick, talk to you guys for a little bit. So, if you guys have got any questions before I hop off, go ahead and drop them, and uh, I will go ahead and get them answered. But I don't see anything on here right now. So, but I do thank you guys so much for coming on, and just the support that you guys have for me. I appreciate that a lot. So much, like so much more than I can put into words. Like uh, it's hard for me because I get a little bit choked up about it because I put my videos online like 14 years ago. I never expected to have over 1 million views on one of my videos. It's insane to me. I never expected that. But to be raising that kind of awareness to me is amazing. So, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening to me talk for a little while. I love you guys. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to hit me up on any of the major platforms. And it's always it's Bigfrohead, always. So, love you guys.